Ladies and gentlemen, he is finally here. The boy, the man, the myth, the legend, probably one of the most valuable servants a free-to-play player or just any player in FGO can have. Chen Dinglenuts is finally here to just blow all of your favorite servants up, turning them into arrows so you can do some glorious farming. Now you might be thinking, alright buddy, this guy ZTL just hyping up Chen Gong, he might not be that good. No, Chen Gong is amazing, alright? Look, especially if you don't have Scotty, or you don't have like Tamamo or Nero Bride to do like consistent 3-turn farming, just bring your boy Chen Gong and blow people up. Although that being said, some Chen Gong requirements do require you to have a lot of the high tier casters, but that's besides the point, alright? Not only can this boy farm, but he's got like 3 different uses. Like, he's so useful as a caster because he can blow things up, he can support, and he can also, well, also support with one of his other skills that we'll talk about in just a bit. But if you enjoy what I do, which is daily FGO content, give your boy that like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're feeling kind of feisty, and you'll want to join the Chen Dinglenuts Nation, click that join button to become a channel member. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and talk about Chen Dingledong and what his hits do and how good all that is. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm a little hyped. I've been looking forward for Chen Gong for like 2 years. He's one of my favorite characters in Fate, and they made him absolutely busted in game, so I'm just super happy, right? Although his hits probably could be better, I mean, to say the least. 3 hits on the 1 quick card with 11% star gen isn't the best. I mean, again, you can drop like a few stars if you click that. I don't know why you would. He's an arts servant with a triple arts deck with 4 hits on each of those arts cards with 40% NP gen. If you just click the arts cards, you're really not going to be genning a whole lot. Somehow, if you're able to get an arts crit, you might be able to gen a decent bit of NP back just because these arts cards have so many hits on them. But really, you're just going to be relying on doing arch chains to get your NP back, or by just using your NP and using raw refund to actually regen your NP. He does have the 4 hits on the extra attack, which I do see as a personal slight against me. DW knows that I really like Chen Gong, so they're like, let's just not give him the 5-hit extra attack, let's give him the 4 hits. But it's okay, they made Chen Gong's skills so broken and busted that I can forgive them for doing this slight personal attack against me. So, starting off with his first hit, we have the Scapegoat skill, which is basically his taunt skill, and this is some of his utility, right? Because it's kind of like Emiya's skill, you know, the assassin Emiya, where he can basically point someone out in your team lineup and be like, attack this person for 1 turn. So you can have them attack Chen Gong if you want extra NP. If you're tired of your Leonidas sitting on the field because he's been sitting there for 4 turns and they won't kill him, you can make sure they boot him off the field. Whatever you need, he's got the taunt. Taunts are always super useful for challenge quests and also for just kind of like cycling through some of your characters, so I think it's very useful. It's reducing all enemies' critical attack chance by 30% for 3 turns as well, all on a 5-turn cooldown. Honestly, that's not all that bad of an effect because, you know, you're going to be lowering the chance of your enemies doing big crits on you, but the name of the game for Chen Gong is to completely and utterly destroy the entire enemy party. So really, they shouldn't even be alive for you to take use of this effect. But hey, if you're in a longer fight, or maybe your NP's down or something, this will help your survivability out a little bit. But this is why I say he has so many different uses, because for one, being a taunter is already very useful. His second skill is literally just waiver skill that they just ripped off a waiver. They're like, alright, we're just going to make it slightly worse waiver skill, because it's only B++. But the entire party's getting 24% defense for 3 turns, 350 damage cut, and 10% NP, all in a 6-turn cooldown. So as far as like skill uptime goes, it pretty much evens out, because the 3 turns of defense and damage cut are going to be lasting for 3 turns, then be down for 3 turns. And then the fact that he gives NP to the entire party, even though it's only 10%, is very invaluable. It helps him farm a bit better. And if you're using certain setups for like, I don't know, you're using like a Rosh wave 1 and then Chen Dinglenuts is wave 2 and 3, being able to give them an additional 10% NP can really help depending on what CEs you're going to be starting off with. It's just very useful all around. But this is the thing that I lost my mind about when I first saw him get dropped on JP. His third skill is literally just Merlin's skill, but for Berserkers. Because for free, he's giving just any ally 50% Buster performance for 1 turn. So he's just going to give somebody a free Buster mana burst. Doesn't matter who you are, you're getting the big, fat Buster damage. But then if you're a Berserker, you're getting 100% crit damage and then 3k max HP for 1 turn, all on a 5-turn cooldown. So really, the only difference between this and Merlin's skill is that Merlin's max HP and Buster performance lasts for 3 turns, and that it's not restricted to Berserkers. But I mean, other than that, you basically just got a free-to-play Merlin hero creation. So pair this dude with Lu Bu for like lore memes, with Ku Alter if you have him, just pair him with, I don't know, Mori. Mori works very well with Chen Gong. Like, just the amount of disgusting things that Chen Gong allows with these skills is just out of this world. Because he has the ability to be a very powerful support caster for Berserkers, but then he also has very good team utility in his ability to taunt people and give the entire party defense and NP. But then the thing he's most known for is his actual NP, which essentially allows you to cycle out buffers. Basically, all it does is big mega damage. It's basically just Arash's NP, but on an AoE arts caster. It has 4 hits, so it's not super exceptional, but it could definitely be worse. And then as long as you're pairing him with people that give him like extra NP gain or extra arts buffs or anything along those lines, he's going to be farming very, very easily. Just because he does such a massive amount of damage, you're basically always going to be getting overkill, which means extra free bonus NP for Chen Gong, which means turning more of your favorite servants into arrows. But even if he's not refunding well enough, the general strategy for Chen Gong is just load up with a lot of people that can give him as much NP as possible. So you throw Castoria in there, Scotty, she gives 50%, Waver, Merlin, whoever you have that can give this dude NP is who you want to be continually cycling in, because basically, Chen Gong has got the damage part down. Keep in mind, his max is level 65, and at NP 5, he's competing with the premium 5-star AoE casters for their #1 spot for damage. Like, he's definitely up there with how much damage he can do. Meaning, if you want to put Grails or anything into him, he'll definitely benefit a lot from that. He'll be able to do a bit more damage. Hence why you'll see a lot of people on JP with like Grail Chen Gongs, because you can basically bring him anywhere, and he'll just do insane amounts of damage. It's even why in like current JP farming nodes, sometimes even if it's just like a 1-1-2 or like 1-3-2 kind of setup, people just bring Chen Gong anyway. They're like, I'll just keep force feeding NP into him because I know he'll just kill whatever in front of him. So not only does he do a lot of damage and he can cycle through buffers, he also acts as a pretty decent support with very decent team utility. There's just like not a lot of flaws to this servant. This should definitely be the servant you're most hyped about with the new batch of free-to-play servants, because he just does so much for your box once you can get your grubby little mitts on NP5 Chen Gong. Now, don't mistake, I'm not telling you, like, if you're a new player, I'm not saying you have to grail Chen Gong. I'm not saying waste, like, because he's a 2-star, so it's going to take you a decent bit of grails. It's going to be like 10 grails or something. I'm not saying to use your grails on him. I'm saying if you find that you get very good mileage out of him and you don't have any other possible grail targets, he's not a bad person to toss grails at. Plus, it's Chen Dinglenuts, man. He's super cool. Why would you not want to grail this dude? But I'm getting besides myself. Go to the friend point gacha, roll your like 4.2 billion friend points until you have NP5 Chen Gong. Who cares about any of the other bronze servants? Dookie, Dogwater, we don't care about them. All we want is NP5 Chen Gong, and I rest my case. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about Chen Gong. Just sing his praises down in the comments. I will say a little bit of a strategy if you want to like roll a lot of friend points is to maybe wait for Summer 3 rerun to come back around if you don't have the Bronze CE, because they throw the Bronze CEs in the friend point gacha, and you're going to be rolling a lot for those Bronze CEs anyway. So if you want to conserve friend points because maybe you're a newer player and you don't have a whole lot of them, or you don't want to have to do a lot of rolls twice, you could wait for that rerun to come out and then try to get those bronze servants as you're rolling for some of those bronze event CEs. Just a little strategy from your boy. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace. Late, guys.